Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we unpack a stack of information and distill it into the crucial knowledge you need. Today, we're diving into a topic that feels, well, more urgent with every passing summer: how to stay safe and truly prepare when temperatures hit dangerous highs. We've pulled together essential insights from a wide range of trusted sources. We're looking at guidance from the Red Cross, Johns Hopkins Medicine, Ready.gov, the National Weather Service, Mayo Clinic, and even the collective wisdom of online communities on Reddit, and importantly, insights from the ASPCA for our animal friends. Our mission today is really to equip you with a robust survival toolkit, practical life-saving tips and home strategies, ensuring you're not just comfortable, but truly prepared no matter how hot it gets. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's truly striking when you look at all this information is the consistent emphasis that extreme heat isn't just about discomfort. It's a profound health risk. It actually tops the charts as America's deadliest weather disaster, causes more annual fatalities than any other weather event.
Wow, deadliest. That's really sobering.
It is. And when we talk about a heat wave, we're generally referring to a period of unusually high heat, often coupled with humidity, that lasts for, say, 2 or more days. A really critical factor is when temperatures stay high, sometimes even through the night. Doesn't cool down.
That's a key point. It makes me think about the difference between what the thermometer says and what the heat feels like. Our sources highlight metrics like the heat index and the wet bulb globe temperature, or WBGT. Can you explain why these are so important? Why not just the temperature?
Precisely. It's not simply the air temperature you see on the news. The heat index, for example, combines that air temperature with relative humidity, and that gives you a much better sense of how hot it actually feels to the human body. So, like you mentioned, a 96-degree Arfila a day with 45% humidity. That sounds maybe manageable, but it feels much hotter and actually falls into the danger category for prolonged exposure, according to the National Weather Service.
Okay, so humidity is a big factor in the heat index.
Yeah.
And what about WBGT? That sounds even more technical. Is it more accurate?
It is, yeah. While the heat index factors in humidity, WBGT goes further. It incorporates solar radiation, the sun beating down on you, and wind speed. So it offers a truly comprehensive measure of heat stress on the body. It's the metric professional sports, militaries, occupational health groups often rely on because it really captures the full environmental impact, helping determine truly safe activity levels. That's why you'll see it used in warnings for outdoor workers or athletes.
That makes perfect sense. And this idea of continuous heat exposure, you mentioned temperatures not dropping at night. Why is that specific aspect so dangerous?
Right. This raises a vital point about the body's recovery. Our bodies absolutely need a reprieve, particularly overnight, to cool down and recover from the day's heat stress. If temperatures don't drop below, say, around 75 degrees to 24 degrees C at night, the body simply can't adequately recuperate. It can't catch up. This leads to what our sources call a deficit. You're accumulating heat stress day after day.
So it's cumulative.
Exactly, and that significantly increases the risk of heat illness and mortality the next day. It's not just about one bad day, it's the buildup.
Okay, so given this cumulative risk, who exactly is most vulnerable? Who needs to be especially vigilant when the mercury climbs?
Well, the sources consistently point to several key groups. Older adults, especially those over 75, and interestingly, females in that age group seem particularly susceptible. Their bodies might not regulate temperature as efficiently. Infants and young children are also highly vulnerable. Babies under 6 months, for instance, should avoid direct sunlight entirely. Just keep them out of it.
Okay.
Then there are people with chronic illnesses, things like heart, lung, diabetes, kidney disease, or Parkinson's. Their bodies are already under stress. Also, those on multiple medications, especially ones that affect heat regulation, and individuals who just struggle to keep cool, maybe they're bedbound, have drug or alcohol addictions, or Alzheimer's. And beyond those, people living alone, pregnant women, and definitely outdoor workers are all identified as higher risk populations.
It really hammers home how these simple precautions can be life-saving for certain people. Now that we understand the risks and who's most vulnerable, let's turn to identifying the signs. How do you know your body is struggling, and what are the immediate actions? The sources lay out a clear progression.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say the least serious forms, often early warning signs, are heat rash and heat cramps. Heat rash is basically blocked pores trapping sweat, leading to red blisters or sores, pretty common in babies.
Okay.
And heat cramps, those are muscle spasms from losing salts and water, typically after heavy sweating or exercise. They're like your body's first little warning flags.
Okay, warning flags. Now, I've always wondered about the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. It feels like people often confuse them. What are the clear indicators for each?
That's a really common point of confusion, yeah. And it's critical to differentiate because the response is vastly different. One is urgent, the other is a full-blown emergency. So, heat exhaustion. This happens when the body loses excessive water, salt, and maybe sugars through sweating. Think of it like your body's systems are just running on empty.
Running on empty, okay.
Symptoms usually include heavy sweating, skin might be pale and clammy, muscle cramps, fatigue, dizziness, headache, maybe a rapid but weak pulse, nausea or vomiting. And often you might feel faint or dizzy if you stand up quickly. That's low blood pressure kicking in.
So, if you suspect heat exhaustion in yourself or someone else, what's the immediate game plan? What do you do right then?
Right. First thing, stop all activity immediately. Get to a cooler place, ideally somewhere with air conditioning. Then start sipping cool water or sports drinks to rehydrate. Not gulping, just steady sips. Now here's the crucial part. If symptoms get worse, or if they don't improve within about an hour, or if the person becomes confused, loses consciousness, or just can't drink, that's your signal. Seek immediate medical help. Don't wait it out.
Got it. Don't wait. But heat stroke, that's the really dangerous one, isn't it? Far more severe.
Absolutely. Heat stroke is the most severe. It's life-threatening. A true medical emergency. No question. It happens when the body's internal thermostat, its temperature regulation system, is just completely overwhelmed. It fails. The core body temperature soars to 104 degrees F, 40 degrees, or even higher.
Wow.
And crucially, in many classic heat stroke cases, the body's cooling mechanism, sweating it, actually shuts down. This leads to skin that feels noticeably hot and dry.
Hot and dry, that's a key difference then.
It often is, yes. And this is really vital sometimes, especially with exhaustional heat stroke, like in athletes. Profuse sweating can still be present, so don't rely on dry skin as the only sign.
Okay. Good clarification.
The absolute key is the body's inability to cool itself down, regardless of sweat. Other critical symptoms include confusion, agitation, maybe slurred speech, a pulse that's strong and rapid, a severe headache, persistent nausea, muscle cramps, fainting, seizures, or unconsciousness. And watch their skin color. A significant change, pale, ashen, grayish, even yellowish, that can indicate shock as the body struggles.
This sounds incredibly serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you suspect heat stroke, what does that mean for you in your immediate response? Forget waiting an hour, right?
Absolutely forget waiting. This is an emergency requiring immediate action. Call 911 or 999 in the UK without any delay.
Right away.
While you're waiting for emergency services, your absolute priority is to cool that person down rapidly. Get them to a cool, shaded area. Use whatever means you have available. Immerse them in a cool tub of water or shower if possible. Spray them with a garden hose. Sponge them with cool water. Fan them while misting them with water. Place ice packs or cool wet towels on their neck, armpits, and groin areas with major blood vessels close to the surface. You can even cover them with cool, damp sheets. Just get that temperature down.
Okay, cool them down fast. Any cautions there?
Yes, one critical caution. Do not give them anything to drink if they are unconscious or confused. They could choke. Wait for the professionals.
Got it. Okay, knowing what to do in an emergency is life-saving. But let's shift gears a bit towards prevention. How can we proactively keep ourselves safe? Turn this knowledge into a daily survival strategy.
Yeah, prevention is key. It really starts with being, as the sources say, sun smart. We all kind of know to avoid the hottest hours, but the insight is to actively minimize direct sun exposure, typically between, say, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. If you absolutely have to be outside, then prioritize finding shade. Wear lightweight, loose-fitting, light-colored clothing. Light colors reflect heat, dark colors absorb it.
Makes sense.
And always cover your head. A wide-brimmed hat is best. Here's a point often overlooked. Sunscreen. Use and regularly reapply broad-spectrum SPF 15 or higher.
Why sunscreen specifically for heat safety beyond sunburn?
Because sunburn actually reduces your body's ability to dissipate heat. It damages the skin and hampers its cooling function. So it's like a double whammy for your body when it's already trying to cope.
Okay. Didn't realize that connection. Now, hydration is constantly emphasized. We know drink water, but is there a deeper insight on how to hydrate effectively? What does this mean for your drink choices when it's really scorching?
Yeah, the crucial insight here is to preempt dehydration. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. By then, your body is often already starting to fall behind.
So drink before you're thirsty.
Exactly. Consistent small sips of water throughout the day are much more effective. Remember that deficit we talked about? You can build one without even realizing it. And our sources are really clear. Focus on non-alcoholic and decaffeinated fluids. That means steering clear of caffeine, yes, including tea and coffee, and definitely limiting alcohol.
Why no caffeine or alcohol?
Because both act as diuretics. They actually make you urinate more, which can speed up dehydration. Totally counterproductive when you're sweating a lot and trying to stay hydrated.
Right, okay.
Now, if you are sweating heavily, like during exercise or hard work, isotonic sports drinks can be helpful. They replenish not just fluids, but also lost salts and sugars. And it sounds basic, but if you're heading outdoors, carrying water with you isn't just a suggestion. It's really a survival necessity. Don't leave home without it.
Okay, makes sense. Beyond just drinking, what about some hands-on, immediate ways to physically cool yourself down? Like right now, tricks.
Yeah, think wetter is better. You can literally drench a t-shirt and keep re-wetting it. Use cooling sprays, take cool showers or baths.
Oh, on cold?
Cool, not freezing cold generally. You want to cool down steadily, not shock your system. A surprisingly quick and effective trick is putting your hands and feet in cold water. Especially focus on your wrists and ankles. Lots of pulse points there, blood vessels near the skin. It cools your blood down faster.
The wrists and ankles.
And placing cool packs or even crushed ice in a damp towel loosely over your neck and shoulders also works really well. These are sort of quick wins in the battle against heat.
Quick wins, I like that. What about food and physical activity? We hear eat light, but is there more to it than just avoiding a heavy meal?
Yes, definitely. First, limit strenuous physical activity to the cooler parts of the day, early morning or late evening. If you do exercise when it's warm, drink plenty of water and take significantly more breaks than you normally would. Listen to your body.
And food-wise?
Food-wise, the principle is light, well-balanced, regular meals. Foods with high water content are excellent. Thinking strawberries, cucumber, celery, lettuce. They hydrate you while you eat. Surprisingly, even warm, broth-based soups and stews can contribute to hydration. The main thing is to avoid heavy, hard-to-digest foods. Those make your body work harder internally, which actually generates more heat.
Right, you don't want your body working overtime.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about home. Our homes should ideally be our cool oasis during a heat wave. What does this all mean for turning your living space into a sanctuary from the heat? What can people actually do?
Yeah, there are really two categories of strategies. Structural things you can do to the house and behavioral things you can do day to day.
Okay, let's start with structural.
All right. For structural adaptations, obviously, installing air conditioning is the most direct solution. If that's not feasible, focus on insulation in walls, floors, ceilings, and especially attics. Blown-in attic insulation often gives a great return on investment by stopping heat from radiating down. Upgrading to insulated double-pane windows helps. Installing drapes, blinds, or shades on all windows and doors is key. You can also use heat control window film to block sun and add insulation.
What about the attic and roof? They seem to trap a lot of heat.
They absolutely do. Continuous venting systems or whole house attic fans can make a huge difference by letting that trapped hot air escape. On the outside, cool roofs materials that reflect sunlight and even just light-colored paint help a lot. And don't underestimate landscaping. Strategically planted deciduous trees provide shade in summer but let sun through in winter. Awnings over windows work well too. These are more like long-term investments in making your home resilient to heat.
Okay, those are bigger projects.
Yeah.
What about immediate behavioral adjustments people can make right now?
Right. Day to day, the simple stuff works. Close windows and blinds during the hottest part of the day to keep the heat out. Then open them up at night when it's cooler to create cross-ventilation and let the built-up hot air escape.
Use fans.
Use electric fans, yes, but with a caveat. Only direct them at yourself and only if the room temperature is below about 90 degrees air or 32 degrees.
Why that limit?
Because if it's hotter than that, the fan acts like a convection oven, blowing hot air on you. It can actually speed up dehydration by making your sweat evaporate faster without really cooling your core. So point it at yourself below 90.
Interesting, okay.
Also, minimize using your oven and stove. They add a lot of internal heat. If you don't have whole house AC, maybe create a cool corner or designate one cooler room for sleeping or resting. And for babies' rooms, keep blinds and curtains closed. Use a fan for air circulation, but make sure it's not blowing directly on the child.
Good tips. Now, beyond our own homes, what if someone just doesn't have effective cooling? Are there community resources?
Yes, absolutely. If your home isn't air-conditioned, seeking out public air-conditioned places is a crucial survival strategy. Think libraries, shopping malls, movie theaters, or community centers specifically designated as cooling centers. Many communities set these up.
So use those public spaces.
Definitely. They can be lifelines. Also, some assistance programs like LIHEAP, the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, might be able to help with the cost of an AC unit or energy bills. It's worth checking locally. And one more point. If a hothouse is genuinely affecting your health, especially if you're renting and feel the conditions are unsafe, you can often contact your local council or a municipality's environmental health office. They might be able to intervene. Don't hesitate to seek help.
Okay, really important resources there. We've touched on vulnerable groups, but let's dive just a bit deeper, especially thinking about kids and our furry friends. Pets are often overlooked in heat safety, aren't they?
They really are, and they're just as, if not more, susceptible. So for infants and young children, never, ever leave them in parked cars. We can't say this enough. Interior temperatures can skyrocket 20 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 11 Celsius, in just 10 minutes. It becomes fatal incredibly quickly.
Just 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Offer babies additional breast or bottle feeds for hydration. Dress kids in light, loose clothing. Cool baths before bedtime can help them sleep better, too. For older adults, those with chronic conditions, people on certain meds, it's really wise for them to check in with their doctor before a heat wave hits. Get personalized advice on fluid intake or maybe medication adjustments.
Okay, practical advice. Now, here's where it really hits home for so many listeners, I think. Pets.
Yeah.
How do we protect our animals who can't tell us they're overheating?
Right. Same rule as kids applies. Never, ever leave pets in parked cars. Not even for a minute with the windows cracked. It's just not safe. Temperatures climb way too fast.
Okay, rule number 1.
Absolutely. Always provide plenty of fresh, cool water all day long. Make sure they have access to comfortable shade if they're outdoors. Avoid excessive exercise, especially during the hottest, most humid parts of the day. And be particularly aware of certain breeds. Flat-faced breeds like pugs, bulldogs, boxers, they struggle to pant effectively. And dogs with thick coats are naturally more prone to overheating.
Flat-faced breeds. Okay, so what does this all mean if you do suspect your pet is suffering from heat stroke? What are the emergency steps for an animal?
Okay, this is an emergency for your pet, just like for a human. First, get them out of the direct heat immediately. Into shade or air conditioning, look for signs of shock,
Oh, yeah.
collapse, maybe a body temperature over 104 degrees AFR or 40 degrees C if you can check, bloody diarrhea or vomit, seeming depressed or unresponsive, seizures, excessive, frantic panting, or a very rapid heart rate.
What do you do that?
Start cooling them down right away. Spray them with cool, not ice cold water. Place cool, wet towels on their head, neck, paws, chest, and abdomen. Use a fan to increase evaporation. You can even rub a small amount of isopropyl alcohol on their paw pads. The rapid evaporation helps cool them quickly, but just a little.
Okay, cool them down. How much?
The goal is to lower their body temperature to about 103 degrees AFR, which is around 39.4 degrees C, within the first 10 to 15 minutes. Then, and this is important, you must stop the active cooling process. You don't want to overshoot and make them hypothermic.
Stop cooling at 103. Got it. Then what?
Then, crucially, you must get the pet to a veterinarian immediately, as soon as possible, even if they seem to be recovering.
Even if they seem okay.
Yes. Serious internal problems like organ damage can develop hours or even days later. A vet check is absolutely non-negotiable for their survival and long-term health.
Okay, vet immediately. That's vital information. We've covered a lot of serious ground, but staying cool can also be, well, delicious. Our sources, especially digging into online communities like Reddit, unearth some fantastic and sometimes surprising food and drink ideas, ways to cool down from the inside out.
Yeah, it's not just about avoiding heavy meals. It's about actively choosing foods that hydrate and are easy to digest. Chilled soups are a great example. Gazpacho, obviously, in classic tomato or even refreshing watermelon versions. There's salmorejo, a thicker Spanish tomato soup, vichyssoise, that's chilled leek and potato, or klodnik, a Polish cold beet soup.
Lots of cold soup options.
Definitely. And cool salads are key. Cold pasta salads are popular. Sour cream and cucumber salad, Chinese smashed cucumber salad, caprese salad maybe with some grilled chicken, watermelon and feta salad, often with mint or basil, lime juice, maybe pistachios. That's a classic for a reason.
That sounds amazing right now.
It really does. Greek chickpea salad, jicama, and cucumber salad with the chichen. Lots of fresh, crisp options.
Any other chilled delights?
Oh, yeah. Think summer rolls, those fresh rice paper rolls with shrimp, mango, cucumber, tuna tataki, ceviche or aguachile. Maybe use pre-cooked shrimp if you're worried about raw fish safety. Sushi, obviously. Cold noodle dishes are huge in many cultures. Japanese soba, Korean naengmyeon, cold udon. Even simple things like tomato and mayo sandwiches, especially with fresh garden tomatoes. Devil eggs, shrimp cocktail, oysters, lobster rolls, things that feel light and cool.
Okay, my mouth is watering now. What about cooling drinks beyond just plain water?
Plain seltzer or fizzy water is always good. Homemade ginger ale can be really refreshing, fizzy lemonade, cold